It's the top complaint to Wisconsin's Consumer Protection Agency, and experts say the problem's getting worse. Robocalls are setting off our phones at a higher rate year after year.
We were talking about them tonight and how we are sick of getting them on our phones. And tonight, NBC 26's Matt Jarko looks at the problem and learns how to try to help stop those robocalls.
If this sound is familiar, well, you're not alone.
It's very annoying, it's maddening.
It's very irritating.
And for some people, these sounds go on and on.
You're just like, what the heck? Where did this come from?
Sometimes we can get them up to 3-4 times a day.
The company Umail tracks robocalls, and their numbers show that in January, the 920 area code received 8.6 million robocalls. That's 278,000 robocalls per day, 11,000 robocalls every hour, and 3 robocalls each and every second. Averaged together, each person in the area code got 7 robocalls in January.
It is a very big problem. We're not unique in that.
Laura Sutherland from Wisconsin's Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection says telemarketing calls are by far the top consumer complaints to her agency.
Call immediately on our department number.
Robocalls are a big part of that, but there's a difference between a legal telemarketing call and a robocall, which is illegal.
But the bad guys are like burglars. They could care less. They're going to go do their scam anyways. And that's exactly what's happening with the do not call list now.
Which can stop calls from legitimate telemarketers, but not from criminal robocallers.
The style of these robocalls is to blanket an area code and put their lines in the water and see if they can get anybody to grab on.
And the robocallers may be getting better by using what's called neighbor spoofing, where a call will come in through the 920 area code. But enforcement is getting better too. Umail CEO Alex Quilici says the federal government is going after scammers, like fining a Florida man $120 million for allegedly making almost 100 million robocalls, or breaking up a major scam where callers from India were posing as the IRS.
Very, very difficult to shut it down. And when they do shut down one person doing the scam, boom, 2 more people pop up. So yeah, when it's out of the country, it's really hard to stop.
And Quilici says for some robocall companies, a fine is just the cost of doing business.
So what can you do to help reduce this problem? First, don't pick up the phone if an unknown number calls, even if it's from the 920 area code. Second, resist the urge to call that number back. Do some research and find out if they are who they say they are. Third, you can download a robocall blocking app like Umail.
And over time, Quilici says those annoying phone calls are likely to slow down. But for the near future, these sounds might be sticking around. Matt Jarko, NBC 26.
Now, Umail CEO says other parts of the country have a much more significant problem than the 920 area code. He estimates there were 48 billion robocalls in the country in 2018. That's up from 30 billion the year before.